Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fort Worth, Texas. We are live from our next major CWL event, but before we start, the matches are only 30 minutes away. We are going to kick it off with a new thrilling episode of Hot Mic. I will be your host, Maven, and joining me for a quick one-on-one, I've got my buddy Clayster. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to have you here. It feels like it's been forever since our last major event. I know Vegas was only a couple months ago, but it feels like it's been a while, right?
It's been a little while, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited to get back in the swing of things.
No, this should be a thrilling time. Now, we are going to have Attach and Envoy join us later in the show, but for now, Clay and I are going to kind of talk through roster mania, look forward to Fort Worth, and all things in between. So let's start right kind of before Fort Worth. All right, so let's talk roster mania a little bit, because for you guys, all right, so you got second in Vegas. You're looking good at second in the actual Pro League. You're sitting in a good spot. You were not a team that I really expected there to be much drama or talk around for roster mania, but that really wasn't the case. Can you kind of talk me through from your POV what the hell was going on with the United?
I'm not going to dive too much into it, because we got a tournament here to play.
Yeah, that's true.
We all have one thing on the mind, and that's winning. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that. I mean, maybe a little skim. It was just emotions flying high, people making decisions rashly, and a lack of communication. And honestly, there was obviously some stuff that did happen between all of us. I think we've worked it all out, though, and so I'm not going to air our dirty laundry like, maybe I would have if, I was dropped.
Yeah, well, if you were dropped, it would have been a much more interesting episode.
Yeah, we might have had a little throwdown. But in the end, we worked it out like adults, and we talked to each other, and I think just having that open line of communication and the willingness to accept criticism, I think it's going to go a long way for us this event.
Well, I guess I just want to kind of hear from you, though, like when because I think you said in your video you thought that maybe you were going to be dropped, like you were stressed in this situation. Did it sort of come out of nowhere for you, considering where you guys were sitting in the league?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I knew something was kind of going on the last day of the league. Everybody was kind of like acting shady. Like nobody would look me in the eye. And like people were just like, the responses to me were weird. And I've been dropped enough times that I know what like happens in a team when somebody's getting dropped. And so I immediately after the match was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, what's going on? Trying to get people to talk to me. Nobody would. The next day, 8 a.m. Burns messages me. He's like, hey, can I come over? We got to talk.
Oh, that's that.
So I 100% thought I was dropped. Like right then and there, I was like, okay, I need to start hitting up other teams, like figuring out a plan B, like what's going to happen next. And the first words out of his mouth was, you're not dropped. So I don't know, like there's a lot more specifics that go in there.
You.
There's a lot of stuff that happened, but like I said, as adults and as professionals, we worked it out, and I think we're going to have a good showing here this weekend.
Well, maybe it'll make you guys stronger, right? Well, we'll have to see how it plays out. But I do want to talk about, now, when this was going down, obviously there was the COD burner account that we had. Now there's been the CWL Intel account. There's been a lot of rumor and speculation that's been tossed around. Some of it sometimes taken as fact, maybe when it shouldn't be. You bumped heads with these accounts a couple of times. What's your take kind of on these, I guess, rumor and intel accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Like, it's fun in games. Everybody's kind of like, the bait and the intel and stuff. Like, I get it. It's a fun time for Call of Duty, and it's interesting because it really only happens the way it does with Roster Mania in COD. And so it's an interesting, unique thing, and I totally get it, and I'm totally cool with it. It was just the anonymous journalists that are intel accounts that they say credible sources. It's like, who's your credible source? Like, they don't give up their own journalistic names. They don't give up the sources' names, obviously. And so then these accounts where people take it as truth and as gospel, then it changes public perception. And it's like some of the stuff that those accounts have put out is stuff that, like, I don't even know about my own team. Yeah. So it's like, how is this getting out? Like, to you, is it like somebody close to a player or a friend of a player leaking it or whatever it is? But honestly, these accounts are fine. It was just that one specific account I had a problem with, because back like there was some stuff with Optic that happened, and he basically was trying to like blackmailing me into donating to charity, and it's like, you won't even give me your real name. You can't demand that of me. Come on now.
Well, now I kind of want to ask you, maybe we'll go back to the COD burner. Do you have any idea who's behind the account?
I truthfully believe it's a multitude of pros. Like, it's a few of them.
I'm going to be 100% honest. There was a time where I was 90% sure it was you.
It was me?
I actually thought it was you for
really?
a long time. I don't know. It just seemed like something I could see you do. When COD burner was doing it, I could see you just sitting there, Clayster, typing away, having fun with it.
Like I said, there's stuff that he said that I don't even know. I know I'm not the COD burner, but there's stuff that I didn't.
You think it's just like a group of pros kind of going through it? I think
it's a couple of them, and then they have pretty good sources. Like I'm sure that other pros have messaged the COD burner and then like leaked some intel, because it's stuff, like I said, that like unless you're a part of like the pro group, you wouldn't know. There's no way you would know it.
Yeah, well, I guess as a commentator and just a fan of Call of Duty esports, I kind of enjoy it because it create some drama. But I can see from your point of view when you're in the mix of it, like it doesn't really affect me. I just sit back and I'm like,
yeah, I mean, in the end, it's all fun and games until, like I said, people take it too far and they take it as truth, and then I start getting these hate messages when in reality, the reality of the situation is I had nothing to do with anything, you know?
Well, it's fun. It's fun.
It's
well,
all right.
well, maybe
It's
not for
all
you.
right.
Maybe not for you, but for me, it certainly is. All right, well, let's, okay, so we obviously the roster drama went down. I want to kind of fast forward now to like this past week, basically prepping for this. So this is going to be our TCL clip of the week. I want to take a look. This is a snippet actually from Clay's YouTube video that he did about the drama. Let's take a look.
It's just, we as a team, you know, we had a big team talk, got everything on the table, and I think it helped us immensely. I think the past 4 days of practice, 5 days of practice that we've had have been the best practice we've ever had on this team. I think the personalities and the defensiveness and the arguments and all that kind of have gone away now just because we all understand what's on the line here.
All right, so that'll kind of mirror some of what you said, but then you say this, but then I want to take a look at some of the tweets that were coming out of the United camp. So this is, can we see, I think it's RCD's tweet we have first. Can we take a look at RCD's tweet as this was going down? So he basically said, horrible practice today. What a day is this, better for y'all. And then who else did we have? Didn't JCap tweet as well, I believe, about your practice?
There was a couple tweets out there. There was a couple of them out there.
All right, let's take a look at JCap's too, and then I want to hear what the hell was going on. Because you're telling me practice is going all fine and dandy. Then it seems like hate teaming with little kids is what Cap said. So what was going on?
All right, first off, I want to say that Triggers Down hat in my video is sick that I was wearing. Second off, y'all are too gullible, man. Like, if everybody's going to have fun with the intel and the baiting against us, then we can do it back. And honestly, those tweets were hilarious because of some of the stuff people responded with. I didn't take part, you know, because I knew that some of the community was upset at the baiting from all the pros. And, you know, my teammates think otherwise. They thought it was funny. They thought it was hilarious.
So just baited the community a bit?
Completely a troll. Like, I think we dropped one mat that day. I dropped like 5 gunships. And in all honesty, it was probably one of the best days of practice we've ever had.
So your scrims have been going very well.
Our scrims have been going phenomenally, and I'm not just saying that to say that. Like, of course, I'm not going to come up here and say like, oh, we've been playing like trash. We're going to get smoked here. But realistically, we've been playing better than we've ever played, and I think a lot of that comes from getting all these problems out on the table, like whatever issues, little issues everybody has with each other and how they deal with it and communicate with each other. It changes how you play the game, and I think with all the drama stuff that happened with us, it made everybody on the team realize like, okay, this is our job, this is our livelihood. We could be cut if we don't perform well or if we're not a good enough teammate or a good enough player in the game. And so it's elevated us all to a level where it's like, I don't want to say it's a good thing that our job is on the line, but realistically, that's what it is. It's like my livelihood is on the line here, so I need to be the best person I can be, the best human being, the best teammate, the best friend, you know, overall.
Okay, well then this leads me to my final question here for our interview, basically. Based on everything that went down, your scrims taken into that as well, do you feel you're a team that can win this event right now?
1,000%. I think that a lot of people are sleeping on us. We've lost to 4 teams on LAN in this game. 2 to Optic, or 3 teams. We lost 4 matches. 2 to Optic, Heretics, and Envy. So that's really it. We've beat everybody else. We've only dropped 4 series on LAN. That says something about us, and that honestly says something on how good we are as a team, and I think we can come out here and win.
Well, that's going to do it for the one-on-one interview with Clay. Coming up next, Attach and Envoy are going to join us. Do not go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We now have Attach from Evil Geniuses and Envoy from Gen G. Now, I just want to chat with you guys a little bit. Attach, I'm excited to have you. You know, it's great to have
excited to be back.
New amateur players.
Feels good.
Coming into the professional
Feels
scene.
good to hit the come up, get into the pro league.
Yeah, you're back, but this is different, right? Like I've had you guys on before, but you're in very different scenarios now versus when you were on. What's this whole thing kind of, I guess, been like for you, Attach? Just kind of sitting on the sidelines.
I mean, it was unfortunate that we didn't qualify, and I need to try and make my way back in. Fortunately enough, EG decided to throw their matches at the Pro League, and then they picked me up, so it felt really good. Been playing a lot with them, and it's been good.
Well, hopefully you can help them in Search and Destroy a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where they've been. That's been rough. But what was it like for you though? Because like, did you have like a bunch of offers coming at you, or were you just trying to figure stuff out? Like, what was it like in that position?
Being in that position was weird. I kind of was really quick on it. I just wanted to make sure right when that division was done, I kind of like saw the teams that were doing poorly and kind of like went out for them and like asked them if they were like planning on making a change or not. And EG sounded interested from the get-go.
So it actually was you reaching out. That's what I was curious about. Was it you reaching out? Was someone coming to you?
Well, I reached out and just like, yo, like, are you guys going to make a change? And they're like, yeah, we probably will. And then they just made a change.
Dude, he was just waiting there.
And that was like the first day back.
He's just watching the leaderboards. Like,
Yeah, he's been hanging out with Cap a lot too, and I see what's going on here. I see what's going on.
All right, Envoy, let's move on to you a little bit. So last time you were here, you were on with Midnight. You now end up replacing Spatially on LG. I guess I just want to hear from you kind of how that all went down.
Well,
we don't have to dive too deep into the whole Midnight debacle.
Yeah,
I know it was kind of a crazy situation, but more the transition to Gen G, how that came about.
well, we were originally going to relieve Midnight, so the 4 of us were going to go like as a package to somewhere else. But when it came, it was about to go. We were all 4 about to go to Accelerate, and then all of a sudden Gen G hit me up. And I was like, wow, I mean, I can't not take this offer.
Yeah, they're first. I mean, they're sitting at first best record in the league.
First team, I mean, I had to take it, and it kind of spiraled down to the whole breakup of our team. So.
That kind of takes me to our next point. That had to have been kind of sad. I actually want to show a tweet from you. I think this is you after the fact kind of saying, I believe how you sort of missed your teammates a bit. Like, you guys were obviously seeing success under the Midnight banner. Things fall apart. You end up separated. So this came out from you. Truly distraught that Eric Carson, Saul, Devin, Ricky, and I will never see the true potential and ceiling of us together. We actually had something special we tried so hard to keep, but just couldn't. So it was pretty painful for you, right? Just having to separate under those circumstances?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we didn't do bad.
Yeah,
we were doing good, and we just, with the conflicts in our org and stuff, like, we just kind of had to break up, So, I mean, we wish we could see, like, how good we would have done at this event, but, it worked out, I guess, for me.
Probably one of the greatest what-ifs in Call of Duty ever, that Midnight team not playing at an open event.
Yeah. No, it truly is. All right, so sad question now, boys. We're going to get sad here. Not really all that sad, but I guess I want to hear from you guys. Like, which player on an old roster do you miss the most? Like, has there been someone that you've just missed teaming with terribly? Attach, we'll start with you. Is there someone that you just, it's pained you not to be with them anymore? Did you just lock eyes with Clay during that?
Who have I missed the most? It probably have to. I haven't really.
Well, let's say from your old roster. Let's say from the phase. Let's say from the phase roster. Now you're on EG. So from the phase
Which
roster.
one? My most recent one?
Yeah.
The most recent one. I'd probably have to say. I miss Celium a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro.
Even that short little period, he's the go-to.
Dude, he was so funny. Like when you get to know him, he's like. We were, if we would have qualified, we would have been like a family. Like, bro, Celium is so funny. He's the funniest kid.
Yeah, I don't really know
and
him
he's
that
so
well,
he's so innocent. He's such a good kid. He's so funny. And we actually had a really good time together. Besides, like, not qualifying, like the team's vibes were great.
Despite
the
the
team's
whole
vibes
failing
were great.
thing.
But I mean, I miss everyone from my old team. Like, we were all really good friends. We had a lot of experiences, a lot of ups and downs. But I mean. It was a really fun time.
On to the next experience, really, for all of you. Crowder coaching, Zuma's still trying to figure stuff out. You're on the EGT. It's going to be exciting to see how it all plays out.
Yep.
What about you, Clayster? Is there somebody from maybe a recent team that you really, really miss teaming with?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed like a lot of my teammates. A lot of the teammates that I've had in the past have been some of my better friends in terms of like Call of Duty friends. And so if I had to pick one, I mean, I really do miss teaming with Proof a lot. Like, he's kind of doing the streaming thing now, not really competing so much anymore. But Proof is like one of my best friends, and honestly, teaming with him was a great time. I guess like number 2 would probably be like Zuma or somebody. I really like teaming with Zuma just because Zuma gets me a lot. Like, he gets hype too. He gets me hype. I mean, me and him screaming in the booth. Like, back when me, Dylan, and him were on FaZe and we're in the booth winning tournaments. Like, those are some of the best times of my life.
Okay, all right. Well, Envoy, we're going to leave you out of this because we just talked about how much you. Well, actually, was there somebody on the Midnight roster you're going to miss the most? Someone that really held a special place in your heart?
I don't know. I miss all of them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just lump them all together. That's all right. That's fair. That's fair. It's a new pain. It's new heartbreak. You guys haven't had a lot of practice. Envoy, we'll hear from you first. Like, you guys haven't had a lot of practice, but how have things been going? Like, how do you feel about this team?
I feel like we're improving. It's good. I mean, we have 5 days of practice, so I mean, not a lot of time to like ramp up our like hard point control.
That's actually though. 5 days. That's all you've had leading into a major event. That's nuts.
Yeah, 5 days. I mean, we've progressively got better every day though. We're seeing improvements, and I mean, we're gonna come out strong this event. I think we're gonna do phenomenal. But I mean, even after we come back from this event, I think when we go to the league, we'll be an even better team.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably improving as the course of the weekend goes on because it's
sure,
the first time you've been on LAN. So that'll be exciting to see. Attach, what about you? Like, how was it? Like, right when you got on, did you guys click immediately? Have things been improving? Where's it stand?
I mean, I think we've been playing pretty well so far with the squad. One thing that really helped us was playing in the World Gaming Qualifier tournaments.
Well, that's when it first leaked.
Event.
That's when it first kind of leaked that you might be on the roster, right? Like that came out. They saw it on the website. So you guys have had a little bit more than 5 days, right?
Yeah, we've had probably 3 weeks, 3 solid weeks of practice, which is still you obviously want more, but you take what you can get. And
better than 5 days.
Our respawn has been improving a lot. Our S&D is what they actually needed to really improve on from their Pro League appearance, but our S&D has been improving a lot. Shout out to WGN for that, because they had a tournament every single weekend and we played in all of them and just got a lot of S&D repetition.
Well, that's what I said to you when we were chatting back in the green room. I said the biggest flaw for them was search, and you probably haven't been able to play a bunch, but you actually said because of the kind of the prep through this qualifier, you actually got to play a lot of search. So have you been borrowing strats from other teams, making your own? What's that process been like for search?
It's kind of just a mixture of both, finding some strats that we think can work and incorporating our own little twist into it, and just seeing if that will work. Just trying a bunch of different stuff out, because I mean, when you get to a LAN event for the first time with a new team, you kind of just try a few things out, see what works best, and then you kind of run with it.
Okay.
And I'm really good friends with Tyler Fellows still, and he was telling me that Dylan Attach is disgusting at this game, and that you should have qualified. And so if Fellow is giving those kind of props to somebody, he actually means it. So I'm sure Dylan's going to fry this weekend, and he's going to show you guys what's up.
I got to turn up.
That's what we talked about in trading shots. Like, is this it felt like it might be more than a one-player problem, but if he comes in, he plays that well, then who the hell knows? But we'll continue moving on with this. I do want to now take a quick look at the pools. We're not going to talk through a lot of the matchups at high level right now. We'll leave that for the pre-show, but I want to glance at it. Now, I don't want to ask you guys who you think is going to win this event, because I just think you have to sort of say yourselves, right? But I want to know, coming into this, considering Gen G sitting at the top and all the team changes, I guess I want to hear from you guys who you think the favorite is to take this event. Maybe when you think about, from an outside perspective, like from fans, like who you think the favorite is after league play. Clay, who do you think is sitting? Is there like a heavy favorite, or do you feel there's a couple teams, like who's in the mix?
I mean, of course the heavy favorite is Optic.
You think it's still a heavy favorite?
I mean, we haven't seen them as a squad on LAN since Vegas.
True.
That could matter a decent amount, but I think that pre-LAN helped them a lot. Those couple days they were playing Splice, 100 Thieves, and Heretics, I think. So in all honesty, Optic's got to be your favorite, but if we're looking at other teams that could I really think could win, I think 100 Thieves has a really good shot at winning this tournament. I think that when we played them in the league, we saw how much they improved, and they just probably got better at this pre-LAN, and if they fix their S&D, that 100 Thieves team is going to be insanely hard to beat, because their respawn is phenomenal. Like, it's so good now with Priest on the squad and Crowder coaching. If they fix their S&D, this team is winning the tournament.
Okay, so you're thinking Optic 100 Thieves might be two of the top favorites. What about it for you, Envoy?
I'm probably have to go with Clay on this one. 100T has been looking like really good in scrims. I think Priesta is probably the best addition they could have made.
He's been playing out of his damn mind.
Yeah, I mean he's a pretty hard kill. I mean, I'm a sub. I'm going gunfights.
Not fun.
Not fun. No, not at all.
So you're thinking 100 Thieves. Anyone else that kind of jumps out that can maybe make a run here?
Probably have to say United.
United?
Yeah, United.
Let's go.
Well, I think there was some question mark with fans around United, just because the drama that went down. Is that going to affect you guys? And just talking to you in the one-on-one interview, it seems like it's probably not going to.
Maybe 5 years ago it would affect us, but I don't think now. I think we've been all doing this too long, and I honestly think that if anything, it made us stronger. And I keep saying that over and over, and I want us to come out here and prove it to you guys. But I mean, we got second at Vegas. We're second in our division. If we play to our potential, I think we can win.
All right. Well, love to hear that from United. Yeah, but I think the teams you guys listed, I got asked this a million times on my stream, and I wanted to be different. I wanted to pick something who I thought would win. That wasn't what everyone was saying, and I said LG. And I might be insane. I probably am insane, but I said LG.
I mean, they have the talent. They have the talent there.
Honestly, I just want to say something that wasn't like
they have the talent. I don't understand how they've been playing so poorly. Like, I really don't understand it. I mean, especially now that Alec it lives with Gunless. RCS lives with Gunless. So I hear about LG scrims and how Pierce is reacting to stuff. And dude's disgusting. If it's not a top 3 player in the game, the best player in the game, he should be getting top 2
I'm just
every
curious,
event.
Like, they could literally get top 16 or win. I have no idea. So it was a strange take for me. But that's going to do it, kind of talking a little about the pools. I just want to kind of hear from you guys who your favorites were. Now we're going to transition to player intel as we get closer and closer to kicking off the matches here for Fort Worth. We're going to have a little bit more fun with this segment. So this was actually humorous to me. So this is a goofy segment. We have 2 Dylans here, spelled differently. We have Dylan Attach and we have Dylan Envoy. It was great because I think Ethan earlier before the show asked, he's like, Dylan, could you move a little bit to the left? And both of them started to scoot, which cracked me up a bit. But we're going to do a little bit of trivia. So we've got 2 Dylans on the desk. All right. This one's going to start with Envoy. What's the gamer tag of the Dylan that will be playing for Reciprocity?
Dylan.
Okay.
Wait.
That was an easy one. Okay, they
Okay.
start easy. They start
Okay.
easy and they get
Okay.
harder. All right, they're still pretty easy.
Wait,
here.
is this a race?
No.
Oh,
Going
okay.
back and forth. They're going back. This is
Okay.
Dylan trivia. Your name's not Dylan, so you're not in this. Okay, sorry. Which Dylan?
Mad Cat.
Which Dylan played for Denial in 2014?
Me.
I was hoping he was gonna. I was hoping he was gonna get stuck for a second because it would have been great.
He did get stuck for a
For
second.
a brief moment.
Wait, did I?
Yes,
'Cause I
you-
joined
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
2014.
Oh, because AW Columbus was before 2015.
Yep.
Yeah. So I did play.
Okay. Oh yeah, 2015 probably would have made more sense though. Okay, next
Yeah.
one. Back to you, Envoy. Back to you, Dylan. All right. What is
wait,
the
no.
gamer tag of the Dylan that played for the Pittsburgh Knights at CWL Vegas? Oh, see, I told you they're getting harder. Pittsburgh
I don't think
Knights.
there was
Dylan. Oh, there was.
No, you're not.
No, there wasn't.
No, there's not.
No, there wasn't.
Theory's first name is Dylan.
Oh.
Wait, no. Vegas. Oh, not the.
Oh.
I told you. I told you they were
Sorry,
getting harder.
Dylan. Sorry.
Dang.
All right,
Lost
well,
that
you
one.
already lost, but we'll do the final question.
Oh, wait, that wasn't me.
No, you need to get this right, though. This is yours. All right, so what's the gamer tag of the Dylan that played for Lightning Pandas at CWL Vegas?
Mad Cat.
Had
it, yeah,
You're the
finger
victor.
guns.
Yeah.
You already, I
Yeah.
thought those were two you're going to get stuck on, but once you said Mad Cat earlier, I was like,
Well, that's
he's
honestly,
prepped for it.
I like completely forgot about Theory's name with being Dylan.
Yeah.
We just went over all the Dylans and then.
Yep.
we
Well,
went
you
up
guys,
there.
when you guys started to do this, that's why I was actually mad that happened with Ethan when he said it, because I'm like, oh no, they're going to start thinking about all the Dylans. They're going to be prepped for this. But you guys missed one. All right. Well, I'm an
It's
idiot.
definitely the most dominant 5 same name team, though, right?
Imagine
Dylan,
if
Dylan,
they had
Dylan,
5
Dylan.
Dylan. That squad would be nasty. That'd actually be good. I was trying to think if there's anyone else that would like fall into that. Like maybe I'd have to look through all the names, but I don't know.
I was on a team with 4 Dylans back in AW.
What?
The amateur team, yeah.
You actually had 4 Dylans on your
Yes.
team? Did you try to do that?
First day of scrims, so you said Dylan behind you, and all of us there's gunfights. It's like,
That's actually incredible. That's
that's
amazing. I
funny.
didn't know that was a thing.
yeah. It was,
How did that?
It was weird.
All right. Well, speaking of scrims, let's bring it back in a little bit. Something I saw on Twitter that some of the players weren't showing up to scrims. I think this came from your coach, Clay.
Yeah.
Pro players really not awake at 6 p.m. for scrims, an event in 2 days. I guess I want to know, like Clay, Call of Duty Esports is not new. We've been around for a while. How the hell is this stuff still happening?
I don't know. Our team is punctual. We're on time every single
I can
day.
hear
If
that.
we're late, we're a minute late. We're never torching time. We are always on time because we're professionals and we show up to our job on time. And that's what I don't understand is whose coach is not stepping in? Whose owner is not stepping into these players showing up 30, 45 minutes late to scrims? Like, this is a professional job. We make a lot of money doing this. Be on time to your job. That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of sitting in lobbies for 45 minutes waiting for people to join. It's annoying.
Wasn't that rumored? Like, wasn't that what the issue with Spacely was, or am I speaking out of line?
Yeah, but
wasn't there something about that, like him showing up late to scrims or something?
That was one of the reasons why he did get dropped. I remember them saying like he overslept scrims a couple days.
Okay,
But
okay.
then I talked to him about it, and he also said that some other people were late to scrims, like on his team. So I don't want to put all the blame on Space.
No.
there.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like-
not trying to do that. I thought that was like part of it. Like, I'm just shocked this is still a thing. Like, how often do you have to deal with like people not showing up to scrims, showing up late?
I mean, my team, Llama was late a couple times, but
Llama.
he loves his sleep. You know, going to bed at 8 a.m., waking up at 6, 7, like it's.
That's his schedule?
That's a lot of gamers'
That's a lot of
schedules.
gamers.
You
Most
went to
gamers'
bed at
schedule.
8 in the morning?
Yes.
A lot of people go to bed later than that.
And what I don't understand is how do these kids expect to play at an event and wake up at 10 a.m. and come play a match or then play like all day? Like they're just messing up themselves,
Yeah,
their own
it's
sleep
bad.
schedule.
I thought I was a night owl when I was up till like, I just scheduled was like 3 a.m. or something in college where I was always up till 3 or 4, but 8 a.m. Like that's like you're falling asleep with the sun on your eyes. You gotta have like
Yeah.
blacked out curtains in your bedroom.
Gamers, man.
Is there
Degenerates.
anyone on your team, like maybe former roster or now that sort of torches time?
Nah, I mean, both my teams are actually pretty solid on getting on time and not really torching. The only time there is torch days for the community in general is when there's update days. The update days are the worst.
Makes sense. Somebody has like a bad internet. It's
Someone
like a
goes to sleep,
12 gig
wakes up at this time you're supposed to scrim. Then they have to update, and that's it's a
I
it's
can
the
see it,
worst.
and then they have
The
an
absolute
excuse to
worst.
sleep a couple extra
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on past the people that go to bed at 8 a.m. into our next segment. So we saw our host, Katie Bedford, tweet out this video recently, which we're gonna show. This is her dumping ketchup on mac
I
and
feel like I
cheese,
can hear the ketchup. Like,
which I think this is absolutely foul. Clay, don't you like this?
It looks amazing.
Ah!
I'm a big ketchup guy. I love me some tomato paste, man. I don't know.
Mac and cheese?
Oh, yeah, on anything.
You
dude.
put on like steak and stuff too?
No, come on, man.
Okay, all right. So you're not that far down the. All right.
I'm just saying in terms of, like, I put it on my eggs. I put it on my,
Eggs, I'll do eggs. I think mac and cheese is weird.
Mac and cheese is good, man. I'm a big fan of those kind of weird combinations.
Okay, well, we're gonna get to that next. You don't put ketchup on your mac and cheese, do you?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Not a lot of weird things I've done. When I was a kid, I used to mix a lot of like soda.
Okay,
Different
well,
types
we all
of
did
soda.
that. Yeah, you go up to the thing and you're just dumping them all in. Yeah, I think we've all been there at some point in our lives. Do
Yeah.
you do mac and cheese and ketchup?
I don't really eat mac and cheese that much because I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, well, okay, well, you're out.
Yeah. It would be bad if I did a lot.
What happens if you eat it?
Come on, man.
Explosive diarrhea.
Oh,
all right.
If you're sitting if you're in the room next to me, sure.
Okay, thank you. That got much more descriptive than I needed. That's my own fault. That's my own fault. I asked. I should not have asked. I did a bad job as a host there. All right, let's think. Now, I want to do this whole thing because I want to hear what weird combinations of stuff do you eat? Like, I think ketchup and mac and cheese is just odd. Is there something you eat that's like a little bit out there?
Yeah, I actually was tweeting about this the other day, and I got called, like, twisted and stuff for it. Man, I don't understand. So I put thinly sliced, like, granny apples in the middle of my grilled cheese, and it's fire.
Yeah, see,
like,
I think that's weird as hell.
If anybody's ever been to, like, the melting pot, the fondue place, in the beginning, you dip your apples in cheese.
I don't put it in
like,
cheese. I put
it's
like
so
chocolate
good.
or something.
Come
I don't
on,
do that.
man.
I don't
And
put apples in
I'm
cheese.
just saying, give it a fair shot. It's, like, sweet, and it's got, like, the cheesiness of it. It pops. I don't know. It works together, man. I'm tired of all.
I remember. I think I
man.
tweeted you. You were like, "Yeah, it's a real thing." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yes, it is. It's good.
What country or state is that normal?
I guess Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Atash, do you have anything strange that you like to eat that's maybe not
Like consistently eat or have ate before?
I'm okay with either.
Okay, so like when I was younger, I used to eat like sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly and mustard and ketchup sandwiches.
What?
Ooh.
All right.
That.
What?
And then
That's
a more recent was actually when I was living at the house in Texas, at our old FaZe team. I mixed. It was actually pretty good. Hot Cheetos and strawberry ice cream. And
See, I think that's less weird than the ketchup
it
thing.
actually tastes
That
pretty
might
good.
be something if it's just late at night and I got the munchies a bit. Like I'm suddenly crushing up. That is weird. But the
pretty good.
peanut butter jelly, mustard, and ketchup, that's got to be some of the foulest. That's awful.
disgusting.
You already said you're not all that crazy, right?
Nah, not all that
Nothing
crazy.
major? All right, we'll leave you out of this one. Okay, so let's just get on to the next part of the show. All right, so this is, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know what to expect from this segment. All right, so we know Midnight, they were getting a little bit of flack for their logo. Like they had a logo.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of flack because people thought it kind of went backwards from what they had. And there was a lot of people talking on Reddit and Twitter saying like, oh, give me 10 minutes and, a crayon and I can make a better logo. So we're going to do that. This is for you. You get the G1, Gen G, E United, and then, dude, I even got these for you. Hold up. Where are they? Look at all these markers.
Crayola.
Oh, we got something
There
under
we
our
go.
desk,
Markers.
boys.
Got your
Let's
markers.
go.
These are
Thank
you can pass those down to attach. All right, so now you can either take a crack at drawing your logo, as you can see, like we've got E United on here. You can take a crack at drawing a new logo for you, or you can try and do it from Midnight. I'm fine with either.
I'm going for
So you
Midnight.
now have 30 seconds.
Midnight.
Well, once you get the pen started, it's not really that time. But here, go ahead. You guys can start whenever you're
We
ready.
can start? All
Yeah,
right.
you can start when you're ready.
We got 30 seconds?
Yes, and it could be a updated version of your logo, or if you want to take a crack at Midnight's logo, which a lot of people I saw on Reddit already did.
Okay.
Are any of you guys artistic at all?
No. I got a C in art class.
You have 20 seconds, by the way. This is going fast.
Wait, I got a C in art class. Oh, I have 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, you haven't even started yet, Attach.
It's kind of lopsided, but you get the idea. You know what I'm saying?
Might be better.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
And then
Dylan, you almost done? Or
maybe throw a
Dylan,
little
two?
star in
I'm
there,
good.
You know?
Okay, you're good.
There you
Oh,
go.
God.
All right, I'm good.
Oh, you're done?
I'm
All right.
done. I'm
All right,
done.
2 seconds. One second. All right. So we'll start with Clayster. All right, so what did you do? Midnight?
Midnight.
Okay, let's take
Midnight
a look.
Esports, right?
Yes, Midnight Esports,
Sure.
I believe
All
it
right.
is.
Midnight Esports. Little Emmy, put a little star
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, all right.
You got to have a star in your logo,
you have
right?
to-
Come on.
Why? Because there's one in E United.
Not bad.
You just need to have star. All right, well, there's some promise there. I'm not artistically talented. My grandfather was an architect. He could draw anything. I can't draw anything whatsoever. Like
Me
my
either.
hand- just no talent. All right, what did you have to draw?
I decided to rebrand Midnight. Trash. Garbage.
Oh, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Oh, no.
That was good, right?
Yeah,
That was a good one.
That was a really good one.
That was a good
Solid.
one.
I'm kind of nervous to show mine.
No, I want to see it. Attach. What do you got?
All right, so I had to draw. I tried to make it like their old logo.
Oh, so that's like a midnight with a. Is that like a?
It's like meant to be like a star.
moon?
Is that a
yeah,
sun?
a moon that's like
you know the
beaming.
sun's not out. Like
No, but like I
midnight.
think it's like a star that's like beaming. Like
oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. It might have been a sun.
I have
California.
to.
It was a good try.
Do I have to award a winner? I probably should award a winner. I can't pick the trash can. All right, Attach, you're gonna win because.
What? Mine has a star.
All right, I changed my mind. Nope, Clay's the winner.
the sun's
Good job,
a bigger
Clay. That's
star.
right. You got a star.
Wait, the
Number
sun's
one,
a way
baby.
bigger star
Number
than
one.
that.
Number one.
Okay, well, guys,
Number one.
that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Well, we're going to a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we are back with our final segment before we kick off the matches for our next major event here in Fort Worth, Texas. So let's get right into the questions. I believe the first one is actually going to be for kind of everybody here on the desk. All right, yeah, this is for everybody. On a long road trip, what are your 3 go-to pick-me-up gas station snacks? If you got to stop in quick, you're hungry for the road trip, what are your go-tos, Clay?
Oh, number one, I love me some beef jerky on a road trip. It's classic. You know, you need some jerky. And then number two, I'm a big fan of Cheetos, man. I like me some like hot Cheetos sometimes.
See, I love them. There's messy. I hate how messy they get your fingers with.
If I'm driving, I'm not eating them.
Yeah.
But like if I'm in the passenger seat, sure. And then number three, I always love me some good Chex Mix, like a little trail mix bag.
I like the bold ones.
Yeah.
The spicy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love me a little salty sweetness action. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I am very hungry. I just realized. Thank you for that. Next up, Envoy, what are your go-to snacks?
Definitely gonna have to grab a drink, some lemonade.
Okay.
Lemonade, and then I'm a big combos guy.
Oh, I have that
so-
combos.
What kind of combos? Like pepperoni, or you go?
I like a lot of them.
Oh, you like all the combos.
So
huh?
it's just what I'm feeling that
Yeah,
day.
I'm not picky with combos. Like all the combos.
And then I don't know. I gotta get some candy, some Swedish fish.
Yeah, I mess with Swedish fish. Those are delicious as well. All right, so we got 2 on the board. Attach. What are your
First thing you have to grab, Flamin' Hot Funyuns for sure. Definitely that.
Nothing with
And
milk.
Definitely nothing with milk.
Yep.
Gonna be a hole in the car. But Flamin' Hot Funyuns for sure. And then lemonade. But then you need the water because like the lemonade makes your throat feel weird. Like
Okay.
Dry
you need
sometimes.
the water. Yeah.
Yeah, water doesn't have to count as a snack. That's fine.
Yeah,
We'll just
okay,
have water. Okay.
And then you need to get probably some gum because after you eat the Flamin' Hot Funyuns, your mouth is gonna smell like trash.
Okay, so basically you got one snack and then 2
Yeah.
items to help with that snack.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting answer, but we'll stick with it. Let's get to the next question. And I believe, Attach, I sort of already asked you this earlier because I'm an idiot, but how difficult was for you to get back on a pro team? Were you approached by EG or did you offer your talents to them? So you sort of already talked about the fact that you kind of approached EG with their struggles. I guess I just want to take a different angle and hear how stressful this whole thing was for you, considering how many good players there were as free agents.
No, there was definitely a lot of talent out there, so I was a little worried, but I mean, I just figured I would get on a team eventually, whether it be in Division A or Division B, like whatever happens, I figured that I would get on another pro team again and just be able to showcase my talents.
Well, according to Fellow, you've got some talents to showcase.
Hopefully.
I'm excited to see what
Hopefully.
you're capable of. I really am looking
Hopefully.
forward to seeing the CG team. All right, let's get to the final question of our community comms. All right, let's see. Excluding professional contracts and monetary values, how long is an appropriate time to stick with a team/teammate before making a serious roster change or role swap? All right, so Clay, this is actually, I want to start with you because I remember there was a period, I think you and I talked in, God, this might have been like Birmingham, where I asked you about team changes. You said basically you could tell at the first event, like if you didn't perform well, you knew a team would not work.
Oh, immediately. Yeah, you can tell if your team is going to work or not the first time you play on land together. And you know if there's potential there, you know if there's not potential there. And I might be the wrong person to ask this question because I've been kind of faulted in the community for sticking with people too long and like staying with the same team and not changing. I mean, me and Dylan didn't change our phase team for 2
a
years
long
while we were
time.
losing, like when we probably should have. But
He won so much before that, it was
yeah,
hard.
I think, in all honesty, there's not a set time for each player. I think that there's never going to be a right time to drop anybody because these teammates that you have, and they become your friends, your family, and you don't want to like see them, like put them out on the street, basically. So there's never a right time. There's never a right time. It's just maybe an opportunity that you need to look for. Like if your team is playing really well, like Gen G when they picked up Envoy. Like if you're playing really well and then you have kind of pulling power where people want to come play for you because you're doing so well or you have somebody on the team or whatever it is, then you start considering like, oh, do we get rid of maybe our worst performing player or somebody who's a toxic teammate or whatever it is, shows up late or whatever. And I think opportunities are what you look for more so than, just longevity.
All right, good answer, good answer. What about for you, Envoy? I know you haven't really been in the pro scene that long, obviously, but if you had a teammate that was really, really struggling, like, I don't know, how much time do you feel, if you were the leader, like how much wiggle room do you kind of give something like that?
I mean, there's a lot of people that like struggle with stuff outside of game too. So you kind of got to pull back and be like, hey man, you struggling with some stuff outside of game, like you can't really just throw them under the bus like right away. I feel like you kind of got to reach out and see like what's going on, But there's definitely like Clay said, if the first time you play with someone, if it's going to work or not. Like.
See, I find that interesting to hear that it really is just something like that. That's not something you build. It's more like you kind of know immediately.
You like when you see someone's true colors. You can figure it out.
That happens on land pretty quickly?
Yeah. I mean, if you lose, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. I mean, that's where you see people's true colors. If you're struggling, that is when stuff can certainly come to light. Attach, what about you?
Yeah, so there's not really like a set time where you need a change. There's been a couple rosters I've been on where it could have used the change, and like our team with Clay. In Black Ops 3, probably should have changed immediately. In IW, it actually hurt that we did make a change because we were a top 3 team throughout the whole first half of the season, and we don't know what could have happened after.
And then World War II, you win.
Then World War II. Well, World War II, we had a terrible showcase online, getting top 32, and then we got 4th at the first.
That's
LAN
right. You had to run through the open bracket.
Yeah, so we got 4th at the first LAN event, which is pretty good to go through open bracket and do that. But I mean, it depends. If someone's working hard and they're trying their best, they're always on time, and they're just not playing well, I mean, that's just unfortunate. You give them a chance, like an event, maybe another event to bounce back. But if they're like showing up late, just being a toxic teammate like Clay said, I mean, you really aren't gonna want to give that person another chance because they're not trying their hardest to be the best they can be.
And they say excluding professional contracts and monetary values in the question, but like there's so many other variables.
Oh, there's
like,
so many.
How good has that player been in the past? What's the ceiling for this player? What are they dealing with? And like there's so many things like
where are they at? Are they burnt out? There's so many different facets of something like this to kind of like, I would much rather pick up somebody who's super hungry, who's got a chip on their shoulder, even though they might not have been playing well. Like, I would much rather to pick up somebody like Dylan or Zuma, who didn't make the pro league, who is honestly just like hungry to get back and play and passionate to work and get back to work, and over an established pro who just collects salary every month. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that plays a lot into your teammates. Like, if somebody you feel on your team doesn't care anymore, then that becomes a major issue, and that's one of the issues you should get dropped for, is like if somebody doesn't care.
Well, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for the answers. That was a lot of fun. You guys are artistic savants. Really appreciate what you're able to do with the logo.
I got a C in math. Or C in art.
C in math. Okay, art. All right, well, we had a lot of fun. That was a great show, but what you all came for is the matches here at CWL Fort Worth. There's a total of $400,000 on the line between the pro bracket and the amateur bracket. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it.